everybody, welcome back. This is Miss Faye, and this is my world. Today's topic is when he says he loves you, but he's not in love with you. What does he really mean? When he says he loves you, but he's not in love with you. Before we get started, I'd like to say welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to all the new viewers, the new subscribers, and welcome to you who have been with me from the beginning. I really appreciate you. Now, to get us started, I did pull a short video. Let's watch this video, and then we're going to dig right into this topic. When he says that he loves you, but he's not in love with you, what does he really mean? Here we go.
Ladies, why would a guy tell you he has love for you or he loves you, but he's not in love with you and he still wants to spend time with you? Listen, maybe he realizes that, he does have feelings for you, he does care for you, but for him, you're not the one, if that makes sense. Because whenever you spend time with people, whenever you bond with people, you're going to catch feelings for them, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean he's in love with you, right? And the fact that he says that he wants to keep you around is, let's keep it all the way 1,000. He wants to keep sleeping with you. He wants to still have the perks of you being a girlfriend without actually committing to you.
Okay, number one, ladies, I've heard men use that phrase when they are talking about their wives. I haven't heard men say that about a girlfriend, but I have heard them say it about their wives, especially if they're looking to cheat on their wives. They'll tell you, I love her, which means that he's not going to leave her because he loves her, but he's not in love with her, which means that he's looking to have sex with you. That's why he's telling you that. You see, so that you have a disclaimer that, he's stuck and he's stuck with somebody he doesn't really want to be with. So it's okay for him to be with you. Ladies, do not go for that. This wrong. These men use all kind of tactics just to have sex with you and to cheat outside their marriages. Many of these men don't have any intention on leaving their marriages. They just want other women. They're greedy. And they truly probably don't love, because if you love somebody, you won't cheat on them. If you truly love somebody, you won't cheat on them. So what do these men really mean? They love what she does for them. She probably cooks, cleans, take care of them emotionally, physically, all of that. So they love the treatment, but they don't love her, which means that they have not bonded to her. There's no real intimacy with her. That's why he says that he loves her, but he's not in love with her. Now, you can get involved with these men, and usually they will use and abuse you and toss you aside. You see, because when you engage with them, remember, they have a wife at home, no matter what they're telling you. So they're looking at you like you're just easy. You're just easy, just a plaything. They're not looking at you seriously if you go for that when they tell you, or they complain about their wives or whatever the situation is. Ladies, don't stand up for that. Let them go. These men are no good. No good. Any man who is married and is not putting his all into his marriage to keep his marriage together and happy, then he's no good for you. Why would you want him? You see, ladies, many times we fall into these traps because we'll see a man who looks like he's an upstanding man. He may have a good job. He may live in a nice home. He may drive a fancy car. And now he comes to you and tells you, I'm married, but I'm not in love with my wife. Ladies, men have been using that kind of line for ages to entrap other women. And many times, if you're dating a married man, many times you're just setting your own self up for hurt. Because in your mind, you're thinking, since he doesn't love his wife, maybe I can give him what she's not giving him, and he will divorce her and come to me. No, no. Most times that doesn't happen. Many times they'll stay with the wife and cheat with you for as long as they can, or until they get tired of you and move on to someone else to cheat with. Many of them will do that and stay home with their wives. Now, as long as the wife will put up with it, and many wives do, because in these situations, they don't want to lose what they've built together. Many of these wives, they have been with him through thick and thin or whatever, so they're going to stick it out no matter what, as long as he will stay and pay the bills. Some of them don't care what he does. But for you ladies, when these no good men are coming up to you and spouting these things about how their wives are no good and da, don't go for it. As long as he's still going home to his wife, don't believe it. As long as he's still married, don't believe it. Don't be sucked into what a man says. Because, listen, they are hunters. And many of them, even though they are married to good women, because they are not satisfied within themselves, that makes them want to go out and find other women that they think can fill that gap, which is in them. There's no gap in the marriage. The marriage is probably fine. But the problem is within them. They don't feel whole. They don't feel secure within themselves. And they project that on their spouses. Like the spouse is doing something that is not fulfilling to them, when the problem is with them. They don't love themselves. Ladies, and that's why it's important for you to take your time before hooking up with these people. You want to hook up with somebody who loves themselves, just as you should love yourself. And then you go into a relationship and you both respect yourself. Well, you're not going to do anything to destroy your relationship. But when men go into a relationship or a marriage, many of them have different agendas why they are marrying you. Every man that comes up to marry you is not marrying you because they love you. They cherish you. They want to take care of you. Some men marry you because they want you to take care of them. And there are plenty of women out there who are doing it, taking care of these men, and these men are out here cheating on them with other women, telling other women, I love my wife because she's taking care of you. But I'm not in love with her, because you never were. You never were in love with her. You only married her for the benefit that you were getting from her. Ladies, look at these things with your eyes wide open. All right? When a man comes up to you and he says, I've had men that come up to me and say, yeah, I'm married, but I'm not in love with my wife. I've heard that so many times. So many times. And they are, whether they love their wives or not, it's not my issue. I don't want to get involved with it. And why would you get involved with a married man, whether he's telling you that about his wife or not? Don't get involved with it. Let this man work out his own issues. And if he ever becomes single for a while, then maybe you might consider him, but take your time and guard yourself. Now, I saw a question here and it said, can you be with someone you love but aren't in love with? And it says absolutely possible. Being in love with someone is an admiration, and it doesn't always have to be romantic. You might even say, I love you to your friends, but it doesn't mean you're romantically attached to them. But if you say that you're not in love with your wife, that means that you're not romantically attached to her. That's what it means. Now, what's the difference between being in love and love? Loving someone involves appreciation, care, and affection, while being in love includes a deeper emotional connection and romantic attraction. Being in love may bring intense emotions, butterflies in the stomach, a deep longing, and prioritizing the other person's happiness. That's love. Okay? That's what love is. And that's what love feels like. But it's a strong bond. You see, many couples don't really have a strong bond. You know, they got married for one reason or the other, but they never took time to really bond together. And it's the bond that would keep the marriages together. Many couples go through a loves me, is not in love with me phase in their relationship. For most, it doesn't have to mean the end of the relationship, just that more effort needs to be made to keep the relationship together. Well, you know, that's what some therapists say. But I'm going to tell you something. If a person says they're not in love with you and they are not romantically attracted to you, it's not much you can do. You can't work on it. You can't make a person be in love with you. You know, so this working on the relationship is not going to work, even if you married the person. If it's over, it's over. All right? Unless you just want to be in a relationship, be like friends, you know, roommates. And it's a lot of people in that situation. They're like roommates. They're not really intimate anymore. You know, they just coexist. Some men would say this because maybe they lost the spark. Whatever spark they had when they met you or got together with you or married you or whatever is gone. But whatever fleeting, it's gone. So now they're not in love with you because that lustful feeling is gone. And some men will use these terms to soften a breakup. I love you, but you know what? I'm not in love with you. That's to soften a breakup. You can't work on that. Your best bet, ladies, is to backpedal and let him go. Don't try to hold on to him. Don't cry or beg or any of that. If a man tells you that, let him go. Period. Because you deserve better anyway. For some weak man to stand up and tell you this. Because he's only using you anyway. All right? So if you hear these words, don't be crushed, discouraged, and think that you did something wrong. You didn't do anything wrong at all. He just either wasn't willing to work on the relationship at all. He may have gotten with you for he had another agenda an unknown agenda why he got with you in the first place. All right. And now he wants to sow his oats elsewhere. That's what he wants to do. So he's not feeling that spark with you anymore. Ladies, don't be disheartened if a man tells you that. Just let him go and pick yourself up and be a better person than you were when you were with him. Just work on yourself and be better. But don't take him back. Don't take him back, because he'll come back later and say, oh, I made the wrong decision. And, I realized that I really do love you. No, that's not it. He's missing something that you used to do for him. Now it's not happening. It's not happening. When he left you for greener grass somewhere. But when he went over there, the grass wasn't green at all. So now here he comes back to you, telling you that maybe he made a mistake and he realized now that he really does want you. Don't go for it. Let him go and don't look back, ladies. Now, if he loves you in the first place, he would never take you through those changes. You would never hear those words utter out of his lips. Period. And you would never have to worry about him cheating on you if he truly loves you. Know the difference, ladies. Know the difference between love and lust. All right? I hope you understand the message today, and I really hope that it helps someone. Now, those of you who may have a question that you'd like for me to answer, my email address is in the description. And if you're looking for today's affirmation, the link is also in the description. I want to thank you so much for supporting this channel. Thank you for your comments and your letters. And a very special thank you to those that leave a donation. I really appreciate all of you. I wish you all the very best. And I really hope to see you next time.